Here's how I made a fucking band trading NASDAQ this morning. Okay, let's hop straight into the fucking charts. Holy shit. Today was a fucking fire ass day, especially after the losing streak we've been on. So let me recap this shit for you. And again, before I even get into this, this is why this strategy is so good. You see, I hit a 1 to 7 risk to reward here. So even though I had 2 losing days in a row, this shit ate up all of the losses and made more money back. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. This shit's beautiful. All right. So, as always, let's start on the daily time frame, right? Straight on the daily time frame, you can see we're just consolidating, right? Let me put on the little highlighter so you can see it easier, okay? So, on this daily time frame, we're just consolidating, and I personally love consolidation on the daily time frame. It's just a lot easier to trade, in my opinion. We're just kind of going back and forth. We always got to rebalance ranges and shit like that, and I'm just not used to trading trending markets as well, so this is perfect for me. Here you can see we have some relative equal highs even on the daily time frame, but basically the thing I like to look at on the daily time frame is just my PXL PXH, which if you don't already know, that's just how you frame your daily bias. So since we closed bearish on this day here, then yesterday what I wanted to see was us take out this low, and we did. And since we didn't close below the low, that meant today my target was daily the previous day high, right? Unfortunately, we'd already taken that out whenever market opened, but still that's how I had my overall daily bias. Now, if we go into the 4-hour time frame, looks like the light just turned off, but we're going to keep it going. On the 4-hour time frame here, today was a little bit tricky, I'm not going to lie to you. We have this, there's a lot of shit going on the chart right now. I apologize for that. So we have this NWOG over here, and this line up here, this what is that, peach orangish line, that's midnight open. Okay, obviously we have 10 a open down here, but that's kind of all the shit on my chart right now. Obviously weekly opens right here, and the daily open here, so a lot of shit going on, but I'm gonna walk you through it, right? Some of this shit is just on the chart, but it's not super important. Anyway, the things I'm looking at here on the 4-hour is we had this 4-hour fair value gap right here, and you know, when at market open, it's still trading this candle, this candle here. So we were inside of that 4-hour gap. I was trying to see if we were going to respect it or disrespect it. So I was low-key wanting to stay patient until 10 a.m. to see if we actually inverse this gap or if we didn't, right? But unfortunately, not even unfortunately, I took a trade before 10 a.m. today, so no problems there. But anyway, that's what I saw on the 4-hour, okay? Again, we still have these relative equal highs up here. Now, on the hourly time frame, this is where it gets a little bit more tricky because we do have this nice 1-hour gap up here, and we have this hourly gap down here. Okay, so we're inside of a 4-hour gap, and we have an hourly gap below us and an hourly gap above us. This low-key gap inception, right? So it's kind of difficult on getting a good bias, but I saw us come up and tap into this gap perfectly and get a very nice clean reaction out of it. So once I saw that, I was like, damn, this looks pretty solid. Also, we'd already broken structure on lower time frames on this move down here. So I was a little bit bearish. We were retesting a 1-hour gap. We retested it and got a nice reaction out of it. So I was like, boom, this is signaling we want lower prices. But the key thing here was my draw on liquidity was this right here, these data lows, because this morning at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, we had PPI come out and price had already swept out this data high. So the only thing left for us to do is sweep out the data lows. And if you know anything about data highs and lows, they're very, 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 very good draws on liquidity. So that's why I was looking for the data low to be taken out. Also, there's a 15-minute fair value gap right here, but I didn't really, I was thinking, like, sometimes I mark out 15-minute gaps. That's if we don't have higher time frame gaps. But since we had this 1 hour below us, we were inside of a 4, and we had an hour earlier above us, I was like, screw this 15-minute gap. I really don't care. Of course, we could see a reaction out of it, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a reaction. I would rather see us come down and actually tap the higher time frame gap and see a move off of that. Okay, so that's why I didn't mark out this 15-minute gap today. Now, if we look at the 5-minute time frame here, this really helped me formulate what I was wanting to do today. Because if you know anything about AMD, it's accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So in my eyeballs here, I was seeing manipulation. Accumulation. Holy shit. because this looks like consolidation to me. So I'm thinking, damn, this could be a banger of a market maker model, and it could have went one of two ways. And I literally said this in my pre-market analysis, that we could have been accumulating right here for us to manipulate up into these highs, fill the full INWOG, and then get a very nice clean reaction back to the downside, right? That was option number one. I wasn't opposed to seeing that. Option number two was exactly what played out so far, and that is, boom, accumulation right here, then manipulation down into this 1 hour fair value gap, taking out these data lows, tapping daily open, and then getting a nice move back to the upside towards these relative equal highs. Now, of course, I'm not positive we're going to go up here and take out these relative equal highs yet. Maybe we don't, but what were we able to catch because we had this bias was we were able to catch this short down here to the first part, the sell side of the market maker buy model, right? Yeah, so that's kind of the bias, the thesis going into today, the narrative. So you can see how we're building these higher time frame gaps. We're looking at where price is reacting from. We're understanding our market maker buy model or sell model, whatever it is, and we're just putting theories out there and then trading in line with those theories. Okay, that's all you have to do. And although, of course, I take it here. Let me pause it. I'm gonna pull up my journal real quick. So even though you can see here, we've had losing day, losing day, losing day, losing day. Each of those -1R, right? Or -2 if we took 2 trades. But then the winners are +7, +7. What the? Okay, nice. Shout out to Adblock, I guess. What the hell was that? But anyway, our winners are way bigger than our losers. So it's fine to have more losing days than winning days, because with this strategy, your winning days are going to be completely bigger than your losing days. That's what you have to keep in mind. So whenever you have these back-to-back losing days, it's like, it feels bad in your brain, but it doesn't matter because that's part of the strategy, right? Anyway, let's get back into the chart. Okay, boom. So how do we actually get entered in this trade, right? Because I'm sitting here on market open and I'm like, damn, bro, I hope we don't go up here low key. I would much rather see us manipulate down and do one of these instead of come up here and do all this and fuck around up here and then whatever, right? But then I'm here just cycling through my time frames as I'm doing when market's opening. I'm like, damn, all right, nothing really on the 15. I see we had this 15-minute gap, but I made the decision, like, I don't really give a shit about that. Then I see the 5-minute gap, and I'm like, damn, this shit's clean, bro. We have like basically a gap right here. Oops. Essentially, this is the gap. And we came up, we tapped into it, and we got a very nice rejection out of it. And once I saw that, I was like, damn, bro, we're shorting this shit, because I already wanted to see price. Again, I wanted to see price go down. And so once we came up and we tapped into that, the fair value gap right here, and we got that rejection out of it, I'm looking for shorts so that we can take it down to these gaps, the data lows, etc. And it looks very beautiful here. Like I took a 5-minute rejection block, but realistically, I took the 1 minute, which is this rejection block right here. That's the one I took. Now, the reason I took this one and I didn't take the 5 is just because I low-key entered 1 minute before the 5 even closed. Now, it doesn't matter which one you took because this closure right here respected it. So, like, on the 5, you can see this was a bearish rejection block. But it just didn't close, and you would have had to be quick as shit to get that fill. So, I didn't know that, and I was just praying we were going to close bearish and get a 5-minute rejection block, to be real with you. But since we had this 1 minute rejection block, this is what I actually took. And so not only do we have a rejection block aligning with the weekly open, shit, do we have an SMT, bro? We might have had an SMT, I ain't gonna lie to you. Boom, and we have an SMT at the high, so that's another confluence I wasn't even really freaking seeing, brother. But dude, so let me kind of walk you through again. I know I'm all building this context for you, but since we tapped into this 1 hour gap up here and we got a nice reaction off of it, we'd already broken structure to the downside back here. We respected this 1 hour bearish gap, so there's like already 2 reasons to think we're going to try to see lower prices. Then we have this 5-minute gap that was like in here, right? 5-minute gap in here that we respected that as well. So we're clearly respecting the bearish gaps. We're respecting bearish PD arrays. So I'm thinking shorts are playing out, and I'm happy to see shorts play out to the data lows anyway. So once I see this 1 minute rejection out of here, boom, I limit ordered that shit. Now, obviously, I didn't do it right away, because if I did, I would have entered right here. But I didn't do that because I don't want to really enter right on market open like that. And again, I was also looking at the 5 minute, and I wanted to see this close bearish. So at like with 1 minute left before the 5 minute close, I set my limit order, and that's why I got tagged in 1 minute early. But it wouldn't have mattered because this came back down. We closed right here. It made it a 5 minute rejection block, and then you could have entered on this candle as well. And you might have got a better fill because I damn near got stopped out. But here's where I put my stop loss and why I did it, right? Because so first of all, you pull OTE from here to the low, and where the hell is my GP? What the hell? Golden pocket, boom, golden pocket's right there. Then also you want to pull the Fibonacci from here to here and get your midpoint of the gap, which is right there. We respected the 1 minute rejection block CE, absolutely perfect. That's why my stop loss is above the CE and the 786, all of that. So it was a 15-point stop loss here. So that's why my stop loss placement was there. Then I just simply targeted data lows, boom, entered, and here felt like I was going to get stopped out. What works for me is I'm sitting here talking to Claude AI, talking through my emotions. I'm like, yo, I entered in this. Here's why I entered it. Here's how I'm feeling. Price is going straight to my stop loss. If I get stopped out, here's why I think it got stopped out, because we had a 15-minute bullish gap. We were respecting the 4-hour gap. We have equal highs above. All those are reasons in the past I would have not taken this trade. But since I saw us respecting those bearish PD arrays, I went ahead, smacked the trade on, targeting data lows, banged it out. I risked $150 on this trade, and I made almost 1K, but after fees, just $1,000, $50, right? Bang, that's how we do it. Could have targeted the 1-hour gap, whatever, but I was happy with my 1 to 7. That's exactly how I secured this trade. I hope you guys learned something from this. There was another trade that I saw right here. I'll walk you through it very quickly. But we had SMT with these lows down here, and also we'd already tapped into this 1-hour gap. At the time, we were respecting it because I'm pretty sure if you look at the 1 hour, you can see we wicked down through it and then we closed in the middle of it, which to me signals we might want to see higher prices. So on the 5 minute, you could have just waited for this 5 minute to close bullish, entered right here with your stop loss. Probably would have been just below CE, so like a 20-point stop. And then you could have targeted literally, I don't know, this gap up here or something. I'm not really sure. It was still a 1 to 5 risk to reward right there that did play out, and that's beautiful in my opinion. We also damn near retested 10 a.m. perfectly, sending us higher, but also at this time there is Fed chairman testifying, so not really a great time to be entering a trade, which is why I skipped out on it, and we already had the winning day. But definitely something I might have taken if I didn't take the first trade. You know, I would have wanted to see this obviously go all the way up to like midnight open, weekly open, some shit way up there. Doesn't look like it's going to right now. Again, dude's testifying, so price can do whatever. But I don't want to make this video too long. Already recapped the trade. Hopefully you guys have been learning a lot from these videos. You can see the reality of trading this strategy. You're not going to win every single day. Again, it's 30 to 50% win rate. I say that pretty much every video, but really you're seeing it play out in real time with these recaps. So hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys have been having a good week trading. If you guys haven't, drop some comments if you guys have any questions or anything like that. But that's pretty much all for me today. Hopefully, yeah, I don't know why I keep saying that shit. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching so much. I'm out. Peace.